That's the most irritating thing ever, bro. I'm 7 minutes into this video and I didn't even record. And I said some shit that just should have been heard by the masses. You know what? This is the process. Okay? It's 3 a.m. We're gonna get to this. We're gonna figure this out. Let's just start right here because I'm not watching this shit again. Okay. We're gonna start right here because I've already been 7 minutes into this video and I will not watch this shit again. But we're talking about brain rot, and now he's to the point of saying where it initiated from. He diving back into history. And what I said previous is capitalism is the reason why brain rot happens today. And the concept of consumerism and capitalism and us as a people being so caught up in being consumers is why brain rot is at an all-time high for a lot of people. But I wasn't recording. So now we are recording. It's so irritating. It's just like recording a song and then not recording the song. And now you're just in the session and everybody the hit is gone.
And created different things like science, technology, and society, mainly making our lives more and more comfortable to the point we are now. And this happened fast, like really fast. Like, okay, so Homo sapiens have been around for the past 300,000 years. Let's bring this time down into 1 year, and we're at the very end of this year. We didn't learn how to plant seeds until the last 2 weeks of the year. Rome wasn't built until 3 days ago. The first electrical computer came out an hour and 45 minutes ago, and TikTok came out 10 minutes ago, and Apple Vision Pro, as of the time of this video, came out 30 seconds ago. And I'm saying all this to really show that all of this is very new to our brains, but the hardware we run off of is very old. If you know anything about evolution, how slow it is, you know this isn't good. Now, we've obviously made a lot of progress as a species, from medical, technological, societal, astronomical, everything. But I really want to focus on the one that usually goes overlooked and is really becoming a problem, which is entertainment and stimulation. And I'm going to use these two words interchangeably, but they're basically going to mean the same thing. Like,
imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
they're
Instant gratification is definitely a problem in today's society. We are hooked on that instant gratification. That'll be my first hot take for where he's going with this, but I'm gonna let him chop it up.
They're not the same thing, but I'm going to be, you know what I mean. If there's one thing we know, it's that humans love stimulation. We need and thrive on stimulation. It's in our nature, baked into our DNA. Without some form of stimulation, you will literally go insane. Even once you get the stimulation you wanted, you'll soon want more. It's an insatiable thirst. In the past, other humans crave stimulation too, but they're able to focus on things that were actually helpful and useful to their lives, like hunting, being social, building, like improving their lives in some way. Just a few hundred years ago, if people in the past wanted to have some form of mindless stimulation or entertainment, it had to be earned. They actually had to get up, move, buy, earn it, etc., just to do something entertaining. And the things they have for stimulation back then are nothing compared to the things we have now. You can maybe skip some rocks across water, go watch a theater play or something, or learn how to play an instrument. Simple things that would be considered very boring to the things we have today. But now, because of advancements in technology, the world is too stimulating and too comfortable. If you're watching or listening to this video right now, life for you is objectively a cakewalk compared to your ancestors. You don't have to worry about finding clean food or water. And if you do, it is much easier.
And what's crazy is we take that shit for granted every single day. Life is way easier than what it was years ago, and just a couple years ago, like dead ass.
Easier to find them before. Also, if you do, I don't know why you'd be watching this video right now. All around this video player, you have other videos ready to keep you stimulated at any moment. And I highly doubt this is the first video you've watched today, especially not ever. You will most likely watch thousands of other videos after this one. If you get bored of YouTube, you can go to Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, anything really. And when you're done watching and scrolling, you're probably gonna get hungry. So you're probably gonna go out, go eat some fake, delicious food shipped to your door that you're probably gonna pay for with digital money that you'll never touch. You might be listening to this video on $200 earbuds that can mimic any sound and black out the world around you. You're looking at a screen made with millions of pixels that can basically show you anything. Even if you put down your phone screen, you might have a giant TV screen right in front of you playing one of the million TV shows you have available to you. Ads everywhere, ads on this video, the next video, ads between content. You can buy this thing and that thing. You can fill up your gas tank without getting hit with ads. And you turn around and there's new food, new social media apps, new this, new that, new trends, new news, this political event, new video games. This person said this thing and someone did that thing. Unlimited memes, unlimited websites, unlimited this, unlimited that, everything.
Okay, my nigga, what you getting at? And so what? Even if we do have all these things going on, I'm starting to take this shit personal because, you know, what we getting at home.
All the time. Basically, stimulation is everywhere. We're at the point now when even if you're slightly uncomfortable, you can numb it with some form of stimulation. So much comfort surrounds us to the point that now discomfort is voluntary. And this might not sound like a problem because what's the problem with being comfortable? Here's the problem. Remember how we said all of this is new, like 15 minutes new? Well, yeah, you're still running off the same hardware as your ancestors because evolution is very slow. And while your monkey brain is very smart and built the world you see around you today, it sees all the stimulation the same and is always reaching for it. It doesn't care how it gets stimulation or how it affects it long term. It just wants it now. It loves to be stimulated because it thinks it's being productive. In the past, this was true. Usually, the more stimulating something was, the more it aided with our survival, like hunting, building, reproducing, building a family, whatever. But today, that's not the case. Most of our stimulation today comes with almost zero effort. And this might sound good until your brain starts rotting. All right, so we're designed to chase stimulation, but over time, because of technology, we're no longer stimulated by survival, but just being entertained and comfortable. Cool, but why is this becoming such a problem as of recently? We've had forms of entertainment for generations, not as stimulating as the things we have today, but people have been having fun forever. Why is it only now becoming such a huge problem? Why is it all of a sudden becoming dangerous and worrying? If you really want to know what happened, well, TikTok. TikTok happened. TikTok is amazing, but holy shit do I hate it.
I know a lot of y'all gonna hate to hear this. TikTok is the problem. TikTok is the problem. And there has to be a time when you just shut that shit off. You gotta have a switch in today's time. If you ain't got the switch, you a lost cause at this point. You're just gonna be consumed by everything that is dished out. I'm gonna let him cook though.
I was born in the early 2000s, and I've had technology in my life basically since the beginning. I didn't grow up with really old things like Pac-Man, but I do remember having things like a PlayStation 2 and a Wii. I remember when Instagram was brown, and whenever the iPhone 4S came out, and how special it felt because it had Siri or whatever. When YouTube was its own brown app, and I used to watch Minecraft Let's Plays. And anyways, I remember it ended up being fun because it was different. It was funny. It was interesting. It was informative. In my hands, I could get access to so many different things. Things I could literally see nowhere else otherwise. People making videos on different things I'm interested in. Memes that were actually relatable to my daily life. Video games I would play with my friends that were actually fun and engaging that I would lose track of time with. Events and trends I could actually see people interacting with in real life. Like the Harlem Shake, the Cinnamon Challenge, Pokemon Go. It just felt different. And back then my parents had access. Often I could be on these things. Nothing super strict or anything. Maybe like 1 or 2 hours a day. And it felt important because it was actually.
Bro, this is one of the downfalls to having a big forehead. Like this motherfucker just want to show. That's the key though. You gotta move the eyebrows down. You just gotta. So when you raise it up, it's not lifting up. You gotta keep it like this the whole time. Like I can't raise my eyebrows no more.
Actually limited, and I never knew what I'd be able to find. And once I got my own phone, I was able to spend more and more time in this web, and things slowly changed. At first, it was really, really fun, but slowly, I didn't want to do anything else in the real world, but I'd rather stay stuck in this world. I would find myself on my phone when I'm supposed to be in bed, or running to go find my phone when I found myself without it on the toilet. Signs of an addiction for me. And at first, this addiction was subtle enough to be brushed off as whatever. It wasn't just me, but everyone else was doing this. It was normal, but over time, it was getting worse. And I noticed it as a problem, but I still continued. At first, I thought this was bad, but I have never seen anything as close to crack as TikTok.
Before he dives into the TikTok rabbit hole, this is why I'm one of those people that feels like kids should not have a phone until they are like 13. That's just the number that comes to my head is 13. But to play it safe, I understand there's circumstances where, you know, they might be a little younger, you let them play outside, they might need a little form of connection. I'll give a kid a motherfucking walkie-talkie before I sit and give them a phone. But that's just me as a parent. But I don't think I didn't have my first phone until I was 13 or 12. But truthfully, I never needed it because I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids that was always outside. But yeah, I don't think kids need a phone until they're at least the age of like 12 or 13 because the world, you should be consumed by the world. You should be consumed by the beauty and fascination of the world around you before having your nose stuck into a device. Like, you miss out on so many moments growing up. And being older, you know, you're able to watch it more than experience it. But like, it's crazy to watch how much people miss and how much you miss having your nose in the phone 24/7. Like, and then imagine growing up, being conditioned the way we were and the way that the generation right before mine came. I was born in '99. Like, to see how they've been conditioned with these tablets and phones, the detachment that they're going to need and the practices they're going to need are going to be very, very great, very challenging. But you know, they got people like me and people like us who can teach and remind them that, hey, you need to detach from that virtual world and hop into the real world.
App in your hand that can show you anything you like, learn from what you like, give you more of what you like, an infinite amount of times that can be accessed anytime, anywhere for free. Just think about that. That's so cool. Just for a second, just let's appreciate that. TikTok on its own is one of the most interesting things the internet has ever produced. We have invented the antidote to boredom, which is TikTok. Objectively, that is a big milestone in human history. TikTok is basically the single reason brain rot exists, or at least it was the start of it. Before TikTok, there were other apps like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, you know them. But when TikTok came, it changed them all. And I remember it being a pretty cringe app. I think it was called like Musical.ly or something like that. It just felt like an app for weird people because it was just cringy dances and just really weird stuff. But then, I don't know how, slowly everybody tried it out. And before long, every single person had TikTok downloaded on their phones. And now you see posts getting 1, 10, 20, 50 million likes. You see basically every one of your contacts has an account and try to post at least something. And for better or worse, it has changed social media. Why exactly is TikTok so good though? There's been so many other apps, successful apps, but what makes this app any different? Well, it's this genius thing they invented called the FYP, For You page. So what exactly is this beautiful abomination? Well, when you first get on the app, it's pretty weird because it shows you the most basic mainstream things. Maybe some cat videos, dances, weird stuff, whatever. But if you give the app just like 10, 15 minutes, it starts to handpick certain things and test your engagement with it to see if it's good. Then if you like it, it remembers it and it shows you more of it, and it can get extremely specific too. It's so smart because it's finely tuned to you.
Boy, when I say my feed knows me, it knows me. Like, I be into all the political, spiritual growth, spiritual aspect of everything, conspiracies, news, just that type of shit. And boom, every time I get on here, it's hitting, boom, one thing after another. Like, the algorithm is no joke. Sometimes they do not lie. Your phone knows you better than you. It knows you. I'm not gonna say better than you, but it knows you.
It's literally made for you. No two people's For You pages are exactly the same. On your page, you always find something catered perfectly just to you, which is really cool, but it means you're getting the perfect formula of feel-good chemicals to your brain without having to do any real work at all. You can make it about cars, dogs, politics, cooking, memes, makeup, gyms, photography, basically anything you want. And it's smart too because it knows what you like, but will only show you what you like spaced out to keep you on the app longer. Let's say you like dogs, for example. It won't show you 20 dog videos in a row, but it might show you one every 3 to 5 minutes because it knows you'll stay on the app longer to wait for the next dog video. They basically figured out the perfect formula to keep you hooked on their app, and nobody has yet to make a better algorithm than TikTok. But the problem is that now it's fucking everywhere. After seeing TikTok's success, basically every single app has this now. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, fucking Amazon now. Somehow on almost every single app, you can just tap on something and just start scrolling, and it never ends. Never ends. If you go on TikTok or any app now and just start scrolling and don't stop, and just keep going and going and going, you're gonna realize, one, this shit literally never ends, and you will never reach the bottom of your For You page. And two, you're really just sitting there consuming all of that, day and night, over and over and over again. Hundreds, thousands of posts downloaded into your mind that you can't even remember anymore. Before the video,
You can't process none of that shit that you hear. You can't apply none of that shit that you hear because you can't even process it and remember it and register it in your brain. That's how much you activate with that shit. But I don't know. I think a curve to that is just paying attention to your screen time. You know, your phone tells you how long you've been on certain apps and on your phone and shit throughout the day. That's what I do. Me even just being on apps for like 4 to 3 hours, even for the day or whatever I read, it still is mind blowing. I was like, damn, what could I have done with those 3 damn hours? Other than motherfucking scroll. Because to do something repetitively at a high rate, it's just, to me, it's just not a good thing at all. Never. So to sit there and doom scroll for hours at a time just mentally fucks me up. It's just like, ugh, the attachment that we have to these things. It's just, to me, it's mind-boggling how easy it is to do it. Especially for somebody like me. I have like good conditioning and registered discipline. So it's like, even me, with all the practice that I have, I can pick up my phone. It's like, say for instance, like when I was just about to stream today, I'm like, you know what? The stream, I end up looking at my phone, making a text message, and then boom, start getting on Facebook and just start scrolling. Because you know, I'll be seeing shit. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stream this. I'm gonna pause this. I'm streaming. And you just end up boom, go to the next one, boom, go to the next, and you'll spend an hour. You'll spend 30 minutes. And you'll be like, damn, why the fuck I just do that? What? Y'all see the page? Go find the video. Tap in, man.